well, maybe instead of trying to think more to stop procrastinating, maybe what I need to do is think less. Maybe if I can just remove thought, there won't be any procrastination.
I ripped these yesterday trying to put them on. They're super tight. In fact, this whole thing is coming apart. But I think they definitely help with just recovery. Algo pasó con mi cuello. I slept weird last night. I can't move my neck. It's like pinched back here, so I think I'm gonna meditate lying down today. Fuck. Oh, it really hurts. Making really good progress on the script for my next video, which is about how to build a 7-figure business with 40 plus employees. I think the title is going to be How a Depressed Introvert Built a 7-figure 40-person business, and how you can too. And it's going to be really good, making really good progress on it. Gotta keep working on it. Also, my neck is messed up. Something's like, I don't know if it's from the massage yesterday, but it's just locked up. So I'm gonna try something. I don't know if this is gonna work. Please don't. Just okay. Wait.
A few inches later.
That definitely did not work. Seguramente no funcionó. Creo que mi cuello es peor.
¿Qué creíste quién era, mico?
No sé, es como laqueado, me hicieron como, sí. Tal vez una vez más y just rápido.
Okay.
Sí, just like that. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Eso puede empeorar, ¿no?
Yeah, creo que
el masajista es Nico.
No es buena idea. Okay, I'm just gonna get back to work. Man. I don't know, see if this works. Losing valuable time. For those of you just joining us for Dark Mode 2.0, this is Myra. So Myra is, she's one of my 2 best friends. I have a male best friend and a female best friend. She's my female best friend. She's also my salsa teacher. I think the best salsa dancer in all of Colombia. So, you know. That means yes. And she has a huge ego.
No.
I've also asked her if she could just like punch me in the neck because my neck is really bad. So I'm gonna just put my head on this like a chicken getting its head cut off, and then she's gonna punch me in the neck. No, en serio, golpea.
¿Más?
Aquí, justamente aquí. Just golpeme lo más. Como si quieres cortar mi cabeza.
Olvídalo. Olvídalo. Ya está rojo. Súper rojo.
Oh. Alright, so it's exactly the same, maybe a little bit worse. Alright, I'm just gonna dance. I don't know. Maybe tal vez va a desaparecer si empiezo a bailar. Tal vez baile es la cura.
La cura para el alma.
I'm not a huge fan of pills, but it's not gonna work today. Not for dark mode, at least. Some ibuprofen. Hey, Amanda. What are we focusing on today?
Como juegos con las manos.
Okay. We're working on juegos con las manos, is like hand games. Basically, again, I have a lot of really good lower body movement, but my upper body stuff, especially just my hand placement, my hand coordination, it needs a lot of improvement. That's the weakest part of my game right now, right?
Yes. Perfect.
So we're just gonna focus on that, and we're just gonna continue. I think this is how we've made.
We advance a lot because we are focused and
Weakness.
It's hard.
Tú siempre hablas bien inglés. ¿Qué pasó hoy?
I don't know.
Well, I guess I'm gonna just pick up Myra's slack today. Anyway, so I think part of the reason that we've made a lot of progress is because I've been able to make the most progress when I really focus on my weaknesses. A lot of times with salsa, what I'll do, like when I started getting better at salsa, I was actually focusing more on the stuff that I was better at and less on the stuff that I was weaker at. I was actually using the stuff that I was better at to kind of cover my weaknesses. And as a result, I wasn't able to develop all aspects of my salsa the way that I could have or should have been. So now that we're just relentlessly focusing on where I'm weakest, that's where we're seeing, that's why now we're seeing the most improvement in my overall salsa ability. So, vamos?
Yeah.
¿Bailamos? I'm not sure if I should go to the gym. My neck's hurting also. I'm feeling a little sore. I'm not sure. I'm right in the middle. So I'm just gonna flip a coin. So one means that I'm going to the gym. Eternal flower, I don't know what that is. Anyway, the flower thing means I'm just gonna stay here and hit the treadmill and keep working.
¿Qué? No veo. Oh.
Tú eres gimnasio. Hey dude, I love hearing that, and thank you for taking the time to send me that message. I think a lot of the stuff I create, a lot of the videos I create are for like a younger version of myself, so whenever I get messages like this, I'm really happy that I can be that for you, and yeah man. Hey, I'm not really sure, I'm not a big fan of those personality tests. I would just say I'm kind of socially awkward. with people, and I'm definitely introverted. But beyond that, I don't know, I'm just kind of me. Hey, just someone bought a bunch of fake likes and put it on that photo. No, that's cool. The guy actually messaged me. It was a fan that did it. But yeah, I'm cool if I upload a photo and it gets 2 likes. I just want to keep things, keep it kosher. So I wasn't going to reply to any messages for dark mode, but it's hard to do that because I really want to engage the community, and so many people are messaging me. So on the way here, I sent video responses to everyone that messaged me on Instagram. I got about 35 in about 6 minutes, so pretty happy about that. Today we're going to do upper body focus. We're already a little late, so let's just get after it. Also, today we're gonna massively focus on procrastination. I've been thinking about what I want to say about that today. I have a lot of really good insight on that. As you guys can see, I pretty much have 0 procrastination, and so I think I'm a good person to talk about that. And we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Just a little teaser. But first, time to work out. All right, 26 minutes. Like I said, I'm reducing my volume this week, so I feel really good. Time to get back and get some breakfast. So I already had 75 grams of macadamia nuts, so you'll see that in the macros. This is a tablespoon of coconut oil with 3 eggs, 1 slice of buffalo cheese, and 75 grams of kimchi. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really good energy, very consistent energy throughout the day. Okay, so let's talk about procrastination. If you're anything like I used to be, you procrastinate a lot, and you probably struggle with procrastination. In fact, you probably tried a lot of things to procrastinate less, and you probably have not had much success. When I was younger, especially when I had fewer obligations, I used to procrastinate massively. A lot of that was with video games. I went through a phase where I was playing a lot of Call of Duty. So I think the sum and substance of procrastination is that you clearly don't understand what should be a priority for you. That's the sum and substance. So you may know on some level that you should be working, or you should be studying, or you should be going to the gym, or you should be doing something that is more important than the thing that you're procrastinating with. But you clearly don't understand that if you're not doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing. Are you still with me? So that's the first thing to understand. You have to understand that. You have to just acknowledge that. Don't deny that. Acknowledge that. Okay, that's where we start. So, I mean, if you're having trouble with procrastination, what most people do, what I tried to do when I was first trying to stop procrastinating, is you look externally for help, right? So you go online, maybe you find external sources of motivation. Maybe to get started you need to watch a YouTube video or a TED Talk, and then what ends up happening is you watch that video and you say to yourself, I'm just going to watch one more, I want to get super motivated, right? So you look to these external things. External motivation is temporary. External motivation should be used to kickstart like an internal sense of motivation, but you should never look to completely sustain yourself on external motivation. Okay, that's another piece of it. If you're trying to, so I always used to try to logically rationalize my way out of procrastination, and then I started thinking, and then I started getting into Eastern philosophy, and I started looking at things differently. I started, instead of just looking at the rock, I started picking up the rock and looking under it. And so I thought to myself, well, maybe instead of trying to think more to stop procrastinating, maybe what I need to do is think less. Maybe if I can just remove thought, there won't be any procrastination. And that's what I did. So instead of thinking of how am I going to stop procrastinating, I simply stopped thinking. Anyway, let me eat this breakfast. We'll talk more about this in a little bit. I'm going to
to spend this first Pomodoro getting to inbox 0, checking in with my team, just making sure everything is in order, making sure we have all my tasks assigned, delegated, and then I'm going to work on my Agent Fire script stuff. My goal today is to just focus 100% on getting all the scripts done for the new tour page and to be in a position where we can start filming later today, if not tomorrow, the latest. Also, they're doing some like construction on the side of the building, I guess. I don't know. If you guys see a person hanging behind me in the time lapse, that's what that is. Alright guys, so a very quick snack. This is 3 eggs, avocado mayonnaise, and this delicious spicy stuff. I'm gonna eat this quick, maybe take a nap. I guess you'll find out if you see me time-lapsing a nap, and then I'm gonna hit a cafe for a little bit. Sorry, and then I'm gonna hit a co-working space for a little bit. Wake me up in 25 minutes.
Okay, 12:56 p.m. Setting your alarm.
Alright guys, back home, making a ton of progress on the tour stuff. I'm actually going to meet with, I've been meeting with my guys all this morning, going over everything, getting everything delegated. I'm going to have one more meet with the designer that's going to be working on the new tour page. And yeah, we're very much on pace to do some videos tomorrow. So. After my last Pomodoro, at 4 o'clock is my recovery time. So what I decided to do is just take a nap. And so I was feeling tired. And so generally speaking, my options for recovery are going to be sauna, ice bath, or a nap. Sleep is very much part of the recovery process, and so that's just the way I'm going to work it. So I took a nice nap. I feel very, very good. And this is 90 grams of kimchi. My neck is still busted up.
also wanted to keep talking about procrastination. One more thought, and then I'll come back to this in the nighttime. So I mentioned earlier that if you're trying to outthink procrastination and that's not working, then maybe it's worth trying something else. Maybe the problem is not that you need to think more or think better, but maybe the problem, maybe the solution is that you need to think less. So I want to give you some good ways to think less. One is to just, especially, and you'll see with dark mode, as I'm showing you guys by example, to not waste time in the transitions. So I think in the transitions, a lot of people get eaten alive, right? If you're transitioning from waking up to working, or from getting home to having to study for something, that's a transition. And rather than kind of taking your time and moseying about, just get to it. Just get to it right away. Don't even think about it. You know what you need to do, and so just do it. Don't think about it. Don't try to rationalize the things that you need to do before, or literally just do it. Another thing that helps here is, and I talk about this all the time, is meditation. Meditation is the single greatest habit that I have, period, hands down, no question about it. Because meditation has made me into an observer of myself. And so where I used to procrastinate, I have been able to observe why I procrastinate. I've been able to observe everything I tried to do to not procrastinate. I've been able to try to observe and understand what it is about those things that didn't work, or maybe could work if I just tried them a different way. And so if you're just mindlessly trying things, if you're like, so many of us are just so conditioned to just go online and try to find all of our answers elsewhere, externally. And when we have all the answers here, it teaches you that without teaching you that. Anyway, we'll finish up this discussion later on tonight. I want to give this a little bit more thought, and then we'll come back tonight and I'll give you guys some really good tips as far as how to fully defeat procrastination. Alright guys, I'm going to do this final Pomodoro in my room. First I want to finish off with some really strong thoughts on procrastination, as well as an action plan. And then I'm going to get into my Pomodoro, where I'm going to focus on, I'm just going to listen to some philosophy, do a little sharpening of the saw. So, let's go. Oh, God, I'm an old man. Also, my neck is still completely screwed up. We'll see if it's better tomorrow, but it's bad. It's not getting any better either. Oh, maybe it is. No, it's not. Whatever. You guys don't care. Alright guys, I hope you don't mind. I'm tired. I'm really tired. I'm beat up, so I'm gonna lie down for this one. Also, my neck is screwed up, so I'm trying to find the right angle. Sorry guys, one second. No, it's... Oh, God. Alright, so procrastination. Let's really look at this for a second. Again, if you're trying to stop procrastinating and you're failing, you need to look at the reasons why you're failing. You need to really look at those reasons. Really look at them, observe them, understand them. And sometimes one of the best things you can do when something is not working is to just try the exact opposite. A great example actually is sleep. So when I used to have, I've gone through phases where I've had trouble sleeping. I haven't had trouble sleeping recently. One of the best things I ever tried to sleep better was, I remember one night I was sitting in bed, and so usually insomnia, problems sleeping, you're sitting there, you're in bed, you got the lights off, and your mind keeps wandering back to the fact that you can't sleep. And it keeps wandering back, and then you start doing these calculations about, maybe you look at the watch and you see, another 30 minutes has passed, so if I get up at 8 o'clock, that means I'm going to get 6.5, so you start doing these mental gymnastics again. You start thinking too much, right? So what I did is, rather than trying to not focus on the fact that I wasn't able to sleep, I tried to just
insanely focus on that fact. So instead of sitting in bed thinking, like trying to not think about how I couldn't sleep, I instead tried to just focus on the fact that I couldn't sleep. Like I tried to focus on it. And what ended up happening is my mind would like wander from that. And then even when my mind wandered from that, I would bring it right back. It's like, no, can't sleep. And by focusing on the fact that I couldn't sleep, finally my mind would just wander off of that and I would fall asleep. And that fixed my sleep problems. Swear to God. I think that is that's a great analogy for this procrastination problem. If what you're trying isn't working, and it's never worked, it hasn't worked, then maybe you should just try the exact opposite. So again, I think if you're trying to rationalize your way out of procrastination, you've already lost. Procrastination is, like the definition of procrastination is to delay taking action. So just don't delay taking action, and don't delay that by thinking. Just don't think. Now, here's another extremely important part of this formula that we haven't talked about today. This may be one of the most important parts. It is much easier to procrastinate if you don't have clear goals or a clear mission, and if you don't understand that clear mission. And if you don't understand that clear mission, this actually involves taking risk, and I'll explain. So, if you don't have purpose, if you don't see, if you're going to if you're working at a job, if you're whatever it is that you're doing that you know that you need to do, right? You always know roughly what you need to be doing, even if it's just working. Like you always know roughly what you need to be doing, and procrastination is not doing that thing which you need to be doing, right? If you're not doing that thing which you need to be doing, you either don't have a clear goal, then that would indicate that you're putting a lower priority on the thing that you need to do, and a higher priority on the thing that you're wasting time with, which is procrastination, right? So maybe you're procrastinating by playing video games instead of taking action, or maybe you're procrastinating by watching Netflix or whatever it is. You clearly associate higher value with Netflix or with video games. So I'm at a point where I associate the highest value with my work. And so why do I do that? How am I able to do that? It's because I'm no longer relying on faith. So my goal is to massively positively affect change in the world. When I first started my company, when I was first starting out, all of this stuff was very, very abstract for me, right? And so when I say that you have to take risk, I took a risk in the sense that I had to decide that I was going to work more and play video games less. And the risk was in believing that was the right thing to do, even though I didn't fully know that in my core, because I'd never actually, I hadn't experienced the things that I was trying to do. Does that make sense? So with my business, when I first started my business, I had the idea that I wanted to make, I wanted to make a certain amount of money. I had goals. I wanted things that I wanted to accomplish, but all of that stuff was completely unknown to me, right? Does that make sense? And so because it was unknown to me, it was scary to me. It was just, it wasn't real. It wasn't real. And so the risk was believing that it could be real. For those first few weeks, months, I had to stop procrastinating, believing in this risk that I wasn't sure of. But now, as time has gone on, as I've watched myself do amazing things. I've watched myself from the perspective of someone, of my 13-year-old self. I've watched this man evolve, grow, become good at skills, become a good communicator, build a business with 40 employees. I feel like I'm watching this through the eyes of my hopeless 13-year-old self. And seeing that happen, I no longer need faith to believe in the things that I perceive to be real. So when I say that I will massively, positively affect change in the world, it's no longer that I feel like I'm taking a risk to work towards that. I know that I can do that 100%. I know that I can do that unless I'm killed. Even if I'm wounded, I know that I can still find the way to do that. I will die before I don't do that, and I know that, and it's no longer a faith thing, because I've proven to myself time and time again. I've proven to myself over and over and over. But initially, it was risk. It was a risk to believe that I could do these things. So those are my final thoughts of the evening on procrastination. If you want to stop procrastinating, try doing the things that you least think to do. Observe everything that you're doing. Observe it honestly. Observe it as an observer, not as you doing those things, if that makes sense. Separate from yourself and observe yourself doing these things. Observe what's working, what's not. Chances are the majority of the stuff that you're doing is not working. So what do you really have to lose by trying something that maybe doesn't seem intuitive for you to try? And make sure that you have some sort of goal, some sort of long term that you're working towards, that you something good enough that you can at least believe in it, even if it isn't real yet, because it will be one day, and it will become more and more real very, very quickly. Like once you start putting in the time, once you stop procrastinating, if you stop procrastinating for just a few days, you've now proven to yourself that you can stop procrastinating. Faith is one thing, but man, it's nice to just have proof. It's nice to just have proof. You need faith, but we're talking about faith in yourself. And faith in yourself converts into proof once you've done the thing. And again, to do the thing, it involves risk. I hope this makes sense. This is the best that I can put these thoughts into words. I really hope that you guys that are able to overcome procrastination, that you guys are able to put yourselves firmly on the path to doing great things. I hope that if this helps at all, that you message me one day just to say, hey, thanks, or like, hey, this helps, because this is definitely the sort of stuff that I wish I had when I was younger, and I really hope it's helpful. I don't know until I post it and until you guys leave comments. So we're gonna end this video here. I got work to do. We're in dark mode. I have incredible things to do that I'm going to do. So if you like this video, can you please give it a like? And if you have any comments or questions, if my explanation made sense, if it left you with more questions, if you just want to say hello, can you please leave a comment below? And I appreciate it. I read them all. I respond to every single one. I gotta get back to work. So have a good evening. I'll see you guys in the next episode.